Welcome back to the Anchor Down podcast. This is going to be season 3, episode 8. I'm your host, Ian Larrabee.
Co-host, Benny Gallick.
Today we have a couple guests here. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Tara Hertling. I'm a senior.
I'm Avery Kukowski, and I'm a sophomore.
Well, there you go. Why do we have you guys here? What do you guys do?
Well, we went to state for a fourth time in a row.
Yeah, for cross country. So they were, 4 years in a row now. The girls' varsity cross country team has made it to state.
Very impressive.
That's got to be is that a record for that team for sure? Like the most consecutive state appearances?
I think so,
I'd
yeah.
say, yeah.
I'd have to say probably even of most sports in the school, honestly.
Yeah.
Consistency there has been really good for you guys these past couple of years. But go ahead, you want to talk about the state experience? I mean, Tara, you placed pretty decently there.
Yeah.
You did well. Being a senior, that's kind of that close to your career maybe, unless you go on and run in college. And then Avery, you're only a sophomore, so you still have a couple more years till you get to that point. You're still just kind of starting out, but you still get to have that experience. What's that like?
Well, I mean, it was pretty exciting. This is my 4th state running there, I guess. That was huge, I guess.
Yeah, it was super fun to go. For me, it was my 2nd time running at state, so it's just really fun to go with the team, different group every year, and keep bringing those younger girls up and having them experience that and thrive for it the next year.
Yeah, no kidding. Having those younger people come and do that is like be able to experience that. I think it kind of gives you way more of a taste for it. You're like, I want to be able to get back to that point. You want to be able to keep kind of chasing after that. Where if you've never experienced it, you're like, I don't really know how good it is to go run there.
Yeah.
I've always wondered, so where do they hold that meet? Where is it the same place every year?
So for the first 2 years, it was at St. Olaf's.
Okay.
And then last year, they changed it to Les Balstead, which is the GRIAC course.
Oh, yeah.
So different course, but same area.
Same area. And I assume just crazy amounts of people, yeah?
Yeah, there's a lot of people at state.
What's the off season like for cross country? I mean, are you guys like all part of a team? Do you train together, or is it a lot of individual?
Well, we train as a team sometimes, but on like Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But we also train a lot on ourselves, I guess, on weekends.
Okay.
Yeah, so together in the summertime, we all do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We do summer runs where we all get together at Frank Hibbing, and we go on a run, and a lot of people, get together on Tuesdays and Thursdays and do another workout. And, during off season, a lot of people in cross country have different sports, so they incorporate that, which is perfect training for cross country as well.
Yeah, I'd say that I think cross country might be one of the most, I think it might have some of the most dedicated people to it.
Right.
Like more than any other sport. During the summertime, we've talked about it before in here, but during the summertime, like always, I see people running around town. Like you'll get a group of a couple people maybe only, whether it's 8 a.m. in the morning or it's 4 in the afternoon.
There's not really an off season there. They just keep going.
Yeah, they're always running, and I think that's got to be. I mean, it obviously is working well because even the boys too, right? The boys took 3rd at sections,
Yeah.
so they were this close, and then they had Jake Wally who made it
Yep.
individually. What did we figure out? He's a junior.
Yeah,
Yeah,
junior.
he's a junior.
Okay, keep thinking he's younger. So I think obviously it's paying off, but I can 110% see that effort that you guys put in. And like you said, I think a majority of the people on there are in another sport, at least one other sport.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you guys are both in, one other sport or 2 other?
Almost
Everyone's probably in track
everyone's
as well.
in track,
Yeah,
so it's
so
like
it's-
the only other sport runners
Right.
can kind of do it, but they do a winter, most of them do a winter sport. But I think another thing people should probably know is during the cross country season, we do practice 6 days a week.
Yeah,
that is right.
It's a lot. I mean, Benny and I, we had our little our little time in
A couple
cross
of years
country.
ago.
We had I think we did 2 years in cross country, and it was we did it right.
Yeah,
we participated.
Right.
I will never forget that Mora meet.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, there may or may not have been a little bit of puke on that day for me. That was a tough one.
We found out what we liked better, so it's all right.
Yeah, we figured out that was not quite our forte.
Right.
But again, I mean, really, you can't say enough how cool it is to see that so much success within.
Right. Especially so close to home.
Right.
I mean,
Because even the boys, I mean, the boys, yeah, they didn't make it to state, but they had a solid year. I mean, even better than the year before.
Yeah, they've been close the last 2 years.
Yeah, they're like right at that lip.
And they're still young too. I mean, we got sophomores and juniors. Most of the varsity boys are made up of sophomores and juniors. So
Right.
it's still room for next year to really thrive.
Yeah, do you know how many seniors you guys have this year? Total at all, or at least for the girls maybe?
The girls, and we have
We
5.
There's Grace, me, Emma,
Abby.
Gianna, Abby,
Well, Abby. Okay, yeah, 5.
5.
Okay.
5?
Yeah.
So that's a decent amount of girls here, but
Right.
that's when you kind of have to have those younger kids start picking it up, and
Yeah.
they'll be able to keep finishing. I mean, imagine that just kind of continues on.
Yeah.
You keep having that going on. That's kind of crazy. Do you have any intention? Do you know? Are you going to school next year? Do you have any intention of running in school as well, college?
I am running in college.
Really? Do you know where you're going?
I do, but I'm gonna wait to kind of come out with it on during my commitment signing. But
Fair
I
enough.
have accepted an offer.
That's really
Sweet.
cool. That's because last year too, I think was Melina. She went somewhere. Jory.
Yeah.
She went somewhere. Who else was there? Anyone?
Jocelyn.
Josh
Jocelyn?
is not running in college.
She's not.
No,
That's
She
really.
could've.
she definitely could have.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing though. I mean, if it's something you like and it's obviously going to keep you in shape,
Yeah.
right? It's
Right.
gonna keep you active, and it's gonna make you like get out there more. I mean, you're gonna have those practices with new people all the time. You're gonna go to meets and you're gonna meet new people. So I think for sure that's really cool. I mean, if you get the chance and you want to do college sports, whether you can go there on a scholarship or
Right.
you can
Yeah.
go there just to participate at a
Yeah.
smaller level. There's a lot of cool things with that.
So I guess before we move on from cross country, so Mr. Please is our new activities director, and I know he also coached cross country.
Yeah.
So is there going to be a change there, or?
So he, as of now, from what I heard, he plans to try to keep that position.
Okay.
He's not going to be the head boys coach for track and field, I believe.
Yeah.
But he really wants to keep the cross country spot, especially seeing all the success we've
Right.
had.
Right.
Yeah, that's
So-
kind of a hard one to leave, but I
Yeah.
mean,
But I mean, he's an amazing athletic director as
Right.
well. So whatever he
What's right for
wants
him,
to
I
do.
guess.
Yeah, and it's a lot. I mean, that's not a small job. Either.
Right, no, you're-
Being a
He's
head
got a lot
coach,
to
you have a
You're
lot.
everywhere.
Being an AD, you have a lot. Because his activities director, not just athletic director, we got told that.
a
But
couple weeks ago, that's why I corrected.
yeah,
you.
we had our football banquet just the other night. Was it 2 nights ago?
Yep.
And we got our letters. And the first time seeing James Please written on the
Right.
as the AD. I'm like, that's a pretty cool thing to see
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
We get to James Please's head coach.
You get the head
and-
coach.
and
You get to
AD.
sign both parts of it.
That'll be
good.
nice.
Signs both.
JP.
Yeah, I mean, you have to obviously give some credit as well to the coaches. Like, I mean, Please, and then the
Serena.
other coaches that are in there too, who they put in a lot of their own
Yeah.
time, right?
Coach,
they put in the
Coach
time.
Ryan
Yeah.
Olson.
And then Dan,
Dan
Scally,
Scally.
too, and
Scally.
Heather Matvey, you
Yep.
know, all of them just put in so much time and effort and really
Right.
care about not just the athletes but about their mental state too.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't have a good mental strength, you're not gonna physically be.
No,
capable.
definitely not with running. If you're not doing well, you're
Right.
Yeah, running's
you're
hard.
not going to run good.
No, I think that was one big thing when I was in cross country. Feeling was like those coaches really care. I mean,
Right.
they love running, and that's a special kind of person to enjoy running like that. But they're also understanding the things, you know, like not every day are you going to be able to go 100%.
Yeah.
Not every day are you going to do your best, but they're going to be there to like kind of keep supporting you and help you
Yeah,
through that.
and they've been through it. I mean, 3 of our coaches are elite marathon runners, so it's,
Right.
they definitely
Yeah.
take in every knowledge and every
I mean-
advice they give you.
Coach Scally runs to practice.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
it's-
Coach. Yeah, you see Scally all summer long. You'll be with his dog,
Yeah,
and
he
you know
picks
his
up his
stride.
dog.
Like
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
knows his stride. Like you know when he's running. You'll see him and be like, "That's Scally down there."
Phenomenal runner.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So moving on here a little bit, because there's really not a whole lot happening with sports, but quickly the one last fall sport that's still going on is going to be girls swimming and diving, which they have their sections tomorrow, Thursday the 7th, and then Saturday the 9th. They have that 2-day for whatever reason. It's
Right.
the-
Like the prelims and the
yeah,
Yep.
finals.
and then the
Okay.
finals on Saturday. And I believe, yeah, that's at Grand Rapids this year. I think it's only ever at like Rapids, Hibbing, or probably,
Yeah.
I don't know, there's somewhere else too.
Is
Like
it,
they don't,
is that based on like seating?
I
Or
don't
is it
know.
just
No,
I think it's
bigger
just based on the
meets?
size.
I think
yeah.
they take a poll because I think they do that for
Okay.
track too, where it's like they take a poll on who
Because
does
we're at
it.
North Branch this year, I think.
Yeah. But I think there's only so many schools that have a decent enough swimming pool area for them to fit it all in. 'Cause some schools, I mean, their pools are tiny.
Yeah,
like
little hotel
the
ones.
space inside of it, like there's
Shoebox.
nowhere to stand, nowhere to sit, anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good luck to those girls swimming and diving. Hopefully they can send maybe a couple people to state, you know,
Right.
like usual.
They usually do.
And then other than that, yeah, I mean, football season, we got that all wrapped up. We had our banquet, cross country. You guys have a banquet coming up soon, probably,
Yep,
yeah?
on Sunday.
Sunday, there you go. Then girls hockey started up last week. They had scrimmages Friday at Rapids. You guys tied both of them, is that correct?
Yeah, I wasn't there.
You
I was
weren't
at
there?
state.
You're at state, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I heard they tied both of those. And then this Friday, you have more
Yeah.
scrimmages, right? And those are at Memorial Building, those are in
Yeah, I
Hibbing?
think some of them were during the day though.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
there's, it's
Like
Friday and then
in
Saturday. I think
Well,
it's a
yeah.
2-day thing.
They're close. They're close in competition, so
Yeah.
there's. I mean, that's good. I mean, a win's not a win, but a tie's not a
Ties,
loss. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the first actual game, I think, is Friday the 15th. Does that sound accurate? Do you know?
Couldn't tell
Yeah,
you.
no idea. I think that's the first one. Versus South St. Paul, that's a home game.
Yeah, I actually think so. Yeah.
I think that sounds accurate. So, yeah, you're on the girls hockey team. I mean, have you been at practices here yet, or are you kind of been
Well,
still with cross country dealing with
yeah,
that?
I've been there since Monday. So
Yeah.
Last 2 days. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we had Heidi on here last week talking about things, and she said it's a younger team. I think she told me that there wasn't a goalie for those. You guys didn't have a goalie for
Yeah,
those
we didn't have
scrimmages.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because they had
Our goalie got in trouble.
Yeah, so Grace graduated last year, and then the goalie who was current got in trouble and is not able to play right now. So
Really?
they didn't have a goalie.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen there? I mean.
Well, so apparently they just pulled the other teams.
Yeah, they just got girls from the other
Okay.
teams.
So will she be back for season?
I think so, 'cause
I
it's
think
2-3
I
weeks
think
only.
she just can't play on Friday, but she doesn't know yet.
Oh.
But I think it's like a 3-game suspension or
Yeah,
something
it's
like that.
I think
Stay
it's-
safe out there.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Yeah, that's a tough thing. You can't
Yeah.
really win a game if you don't have a goalie.
No.
Yeah, well, hopefully you have a young team. I know Heidi said that for sure. I mean, a lot of younger girls who will hopefully be able to kind of step up to that plate this
Yeah.
year and perform and grow. I mean, a lot of these teams we have are just young. They're just young, and it's hard because, you know, when you're 10th grade team, 11th grade, and you're going up against teams that are just full of seniors, it's like, okay, well, there's just
Yeah.
the difference of a couple
Right.
years of experience. I mean,
It's
it's
crazy.
hard to
I
beat
mean, 1
that.
year of experience is at the high school level. I mean, the varsity pace between a youth pace is just a different game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, and then that's in pretty much every sport. And then you look to that next level where you go from like your senior year of high school into like freshman year of college,
Right.
and you're like, wow,
Then
you
you're-
guys are
you're
crazy. Like that's
3 more levels.
insanity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so girls hockey's starting up. They're always the first ones to really get rolling into it, start having games. And then girls basketball, I think that's the next sport here to start up. That starts next Monday, is that correct?
Yeah, so captain's practice is this week, and then next Monday starts actual practice, and that Saturday we got scrimmages in Esco.
So you guys are right away too.
Yeah.
First week you having those scrimmages. How do you guys, what's your team look like this year? Is it young, older, mixed?
So we got quite a few seniors. I'm not sure how many, but we got
You never
Quite-
really know until the
quite a-
season.
quite a few.
That's
But then
good.
we have quite a few juniors and some sophomores, and so yeah, we're hoping for a good season.
And is Hanson still your guys? He's the coach, right?
Yes, he
Right.
is.
Yeah,
He's
'cause
the
he's
head
late to our
coach.
football banquet because he's at the parents' meeting.
Oh, is that what that
Yeah,
was?
That's what Mr. Tynes said.
Yeah, so we did get a new JV
Oh yeah, I think I
JV
heard about
coach
that
and
one,
then
yeah.
a new C squad coach, and our C squad coach will be Allison Bottoms actually.
Is that Jack's
Jack
mom?
Bottoms'
and
mom,
Bailey's mom.
Yeah, yeah.
So that'll be really exciting. I think the JV something Swanson. I can't remember her first name. But
Yeah.
yeah.
No, one thing I kind of appreciate about, and I know, I mean, I'm sure it's everywhere else, but definitely in Hibbing, there's a handful of people that do it, of those coaches that are they're multi-sport coaches as well. I
Right.
mean, we talk about those multi-sport athletes, but you also have coaches that put in so much time over the
Yeah.
course of the year because they
Right.
are coaching multiple sports.
Just like Matt Anderson, football and wrestling.
And
Now
track.
track.
Oh, and
He's a
track.
Sprinter
Okay.
coach
Yeah.
for track.
I knew that, but that didn't come to mind.
And he may
Yeah.
become the head coach
He
now.
may
It's
become,
Yeah.
yeah. I
So-
mean, you didn't hear it from me, but
It's,
he might. It's very
But it's
competitive.
like for him, I mean, that's a lot to juggle on top of having a job teaching. But there's a lot of coaches like that. I mean, there's a lot of
Right.
coaches that are in multiple sports that are helping out. Woj, he's football and wrestling. You got all the cross country and track. Obviously, just kind
Definitely.
of just kind of mingle there because that's the nature of it.
Right.
Yeah, so a big appreciation to all those coaches who do that and put in so much time.
To
that's-
all coaches, I mean, even
Yeah.
if you just do coach one sport, it's a lot.
It's a lot, and they
It's a
don't
lot of
get.
work.
It's not like they're making millions of dollars
No.
coaching. I mean, they're
Yeah.
getting paid potentially, but it's still a lot to be able to take that time from your family and all those nights where you're probably at home, not just thinking about your family. You're at home thinking about this sport and
Yeah.
thinking
Right.
about what you're going to do to improve. Yeah. So then, other than that, we have on the 18th. So that's going to be 2 Mondays away. Is when boys basketball and wrestling will start up. Boys basketball, I could not tell you much. They have another new coach this year.
Yeah.
It is going to be an interesting year, I think, to say the least.
I think he came from
Nashville.
Yeah, I think he's like the
Nashville.
Nashville coach.
Yeah. I've heard he's a really good person and build up the program. So
From what I've heard, they'll be all right. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, and it's hard to say too because I know there was kids that left within the past couple years.
Now there's
but they
kids
might
coming
come
back.
back.
Right,
and, like,
yeah.
So it's always hard to say, and especially when you have a new coach, because that could either kind of attract or deter more
Right.
people from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then wrestling, we have that starting up. We have like some captain's practices this week, and then we'll have them next week, and then we'll get into that season. And yeah, I think what other sports is boys hockey? Do you know when do
Yeah,
you
that
guys
starts
start
Monday,
up?
next
That starts
Monday.
next Monday.
Yep, so
okay. The
tryouts
11th.
for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then we'll split up, and then we go to Rapids like the girls did for scrimmages.
Fair enough. There you go. Yeah, you guys have that. You said I think you guys have the trials right away and figuring
Yeah.
stuff out.
Yeah, they go right away. I mean, they're long, 3 hours apiece, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's 3 days. I mean, it goes long, but it's quick, and then teams are made, and we get along. We go right away, so.
Then you're done. Yeah.
Yep.
And then boys swimming, I don't totally know, but I'm assuming that probably starts up here, swimming and diving within a couple weeks.
Yeah,
I don't know
I'm
I'm
for
guessing
sure.
soon.
Yeah, I don't think it's next week. I think it might be the 2 weeks with the basketball and wrestling, because I think they usually are a little bit after girls and those the boys it's just, just like every other sport. It's gonna be interesting to see what kids still come out because swimming
Right.
last year lost a couple seniors. Couple
Yeah.
seniors
Yeah.
last year for swimming didn't go out.
I know
And it
their
was kind of a
diver that
shock.
went to state, Tyler Fossil, he graduated, so I
Yep.
mean, there'll be a spot there for another state competitor, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so other than that, I mean, that's pretty much all the sports that really are happening right now. We have skiing and that stuff, but that's doesn't look to be starting up anytime too soon.
Yeah.
Snow's not here quite yet.
Man, snow is yet to arrive. I'm kind of scared in a sense. I don't know. I want snow because there needs to be like a good amount of snow by Christmas.
By Christmas,
like
yeah.
a lot of snow by
That
Christmas.
green and rain Christmas last
It's
year.
not
That wasn't
it.
quite.
prime time running weather.
I guess that is good for
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah, the snow is.
I want
It's-
the snow.
It's almost teased us because it's been down south. They had a little bit of snow a couple times. They
Right.
end up north,
Yeah.
but not
Yeah.
us. We haven't been blessed yet.
Like Hinkley had some when
Yeah.
we went down
Went to
to
state.
state. When we
Oh,
stopped in
really?
Hinkley,
Yeah.
we had
Throwing
some.
snowballs at each other.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any snow yet this year, so.
Hey, I at least did when I went out to Idaho. We were in the mountains enough the one day. I mean, it was like a winter wonderland. I'm like making snowballs, throwing them.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
That's
I miss
fun.
this.
That's
I
fun,
miss
yeah.
snow. It made me realize that like, wow, we don't have snow, and it's like a sad thing for me now.
Yeah.
Because without snow, you start getting into this time where it's just daylight savings the other day on Saturday night into Sunday morning, and so now in the evening times, I mean, by 6 o'clock it's getting
like
dark,
dark,
6:30,
yeah.
Right.
and so now it's just like a depressing day.
With
There's
the
not
snow,
even
that
snow.
helps a little.
There's
because
not
then
snow
you get
to
a
make
little
it.
reflection off it, so
Yeah.
it doesn't get as dark. But I mean,
Right.
there's nothing to do in the winter if there's no snow. It's
Yeah.
just it's cold.
Just
it's
cold and
boring.
dark.
But when you get a little snow, you can have a little.
Snowmobile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This Saturday as well, though, the 9th here, that's deer opener
Yeah.
for up here. So rifle
Yay.
season deer opener. That's another thing. I mean, usually a lot of times you have snow by deer opener as well. This year it's going to be dry. It's going to be crazy. So shooting and tracking, it might be not the easiest
Yeah,
thing when
don't
you don't
miss.
get snow. Yeah,
Yeah.
get a good shot if you're out there doing that.
If you're not going
Um,
hunting, it's the 80K craft sale at the Armory.
Just
3 on Saturday.
80K craft sale at the Armory, 3 o'clock this Saturday.
Yeah, I'll see you there. I'll be there.
Will you?
No.
Proceeds go to the teachers.
Go to
Okay.
teachers. Oh, I think
That's
I've
good.
heard of her. Yep. But yeah, other than that, that's like I said, kind of all the sports we have. Talking one other thing in the school, because obviously last night, Tuesday, November 5th, was election night in the USA, and the results are, as now, it looks as though Donald Trump did win that election. Obviously, it technically didn't win it until he is, like all the ballots and whatnot are confirmed and they approve all that. But we had an election kind of done at the high school this year. It was something that I don't know if we were like asked to or if we had asked to participate in it, but the social studies teachers, that whole department kind of got a survey out that was sent, I think, to all the kids. You were able to vote in it if you wanted. I know I voted in that one, but it was what I think Mrs. Sikora said this morning. There was like 400 and something. Around
votes,
half of the
yeah.
school did participate in that voting, and the results I think ended at about like a 60% to 40% favor of Donald Trump as well. So that is part of some like study or some kind of like statewide group, like a bunch of states within the high school all did a similar thing of the student body kind of had like the chance to do an election, and then that'll be part of a like I said, a statewide overall grouping
Right.
of things. So that's kind of a cool thing, you know. I mean, I think getting kids knowledgeable and into the idea of voting in politics it's good. You need to be educated on that.
Right.
I was also lucky enough to be able to be 18 by that time, so I was able to actually vote, which is a cool experience. I mean, it felt cool. You finally get to have that I voted sticker, you know. You like get that. That's like a pinnacle right there of adulthood, and being able to vote is getting that sticker. So that was a really cool thing. And other than that, though, you know, we had some like local things. There were school board members, the 3 school board members.
Yeah,
I don't
city
know what the results
council.
are. I do know that 0.5% sales tax referendum passed for the city of Hibbing for the public safety department, building that new
Right.
center to house the fire department, the police department, and all that. Passed, and then Pete Stauber reelected to the 7A, State Representative Amy Klobuchar reelected to the U.S. Senate. Things like that. I mean, Minnesota's a pretty predictable state.
Right.
Minnesota is one of those states where it's like you kind of know how they're going to vote. I mean, you know, like it's the same situation for the most
Yeah.
part. And there really hasn't been new people in a while.
Speaking of all that, I know we were talking about earlier, probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago, about the new park at the Greenhaven.
Oh, yeah.
Did that go through? I mean,
Not
I
the
know
Greenhaven, Lincoln.
or Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Sorry, yeah, Lincoln.
Couldn't tell you.
Don't
Haven't heard
know?
anything about
Okay.
it. I have no
I
idea.
don't know.
That's something we should probably find out. Yeah, they were raising money for that and then gonna
Right.
build that park.
Yeah. So.
The park.
But yeah, other than that, just quickly rip through that the Wild, they're 8-2-2 right now. They are starting a strong season right here. I
Yeah,
think
they had
Yeah.
a tougher game. They really couldn't get anything going last night, but I mean,
Could be a lot worse. Could
Yeah.
be a lot worse.
they're
Yeah.
still going though, so they'll be
Yeah.
on the road for 3 more days.
Yeah, it's
or
a long
3 more
season.
games, I should say. But yeah, it gets long.
NHL's a long season.
I mean, they're healthy right now. They're not really down anyone. I mean, Spurgeon's back from 2 major surgeries, and he's
Yeah.
doing just fine. So I mean, if they can stay healthy, I feel like we got a good chance.
Yeah, and then Vikings, they won. Ooh, they barely won. It was a
Barely,
disgusting
yeah.
game. So they're now 6-2. That game this past weekend, who are they playing again? It was the
Colts.
yeah,
Yeah,
Indianapolis. There you
Yep.
go.
Yeah.
That was a rough game. I wasn't watching it, but I just kept looking, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna get beat by the Colts. That's sad. And then then I finally saw Luke Tishy posted on the story, so I knew that they won.
Yeah.
They won the game. Congrats to him. Yeah, then the Packers lost to the Lions.
Lions.
Pretty rough. I mean, kind of as expected.
Yeah,
the
that's
Lions are
Lambeau
solid.
Lambeau Field weather. I mean, but they can play in it.
But
so.
the Lions are just dominating that
Right.
that NFC North, and I mean the Lions are looking at a really good shot of running to the Super Bowl this year. It's kind of crazy. They've got dominance.
What's the opinion on Kansas City 7-0?
Kansas City, you know,
Refs help them.
whatever. You know,
I did see a reel on the point before they scored that last touchdown. One of the right guards actually false started at like 2 seconds early, and they did
Yeah.
not call it.
Really?
So I mean,
It's hard to say with it. A
would
lot
it
of
have
people,
changed the game? Maybe, but it definitely was a penalty.
Yeah.
Then
there's-
there's another one where they called the face mask on Tampa Bay, and it was like he grabbed his shoulder and took him down. It was not a face mask. So I mean,
It's a hard one. Hopefully,
a
I don't
couple
know.
penalties here or there. I mean, it could go both ways, but it was a good game. It was overtime. So
Yeah, overtime is a good one there. But yeah, other than that, we pretty much wrapped it up in here. Kind of longer episode today, but other than that, I think, we're just waiting on all these sports to start up. Good luck to the girls swimming and diving while they kind of finish out the rest of their season. And then good luck to all the sports that are starting with your practices and then getting into those first scrimmages or meets or games, whatever it is. Yeah, other than that, we will see you guys next week on Anchor Down.
For over 25 years, U.S. Bank, located at 211 East Howard Street in Hibbing, Minnesota, has provided office and studio space for Hibbing Public Access Television. We are thankful for their ongoing support. Hibbing Public Access TV may be viewed on these platforms: hpat.org with video on demand, Mediacom Hibbing 802, 805, and 807. On Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Download the Hibbing Public Access TV app for your iPhone and Android devices. Find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Vimeo. For more information, scan the QR code and go to hpat.org.